Danny Cunningham, ESPN Cleveland. J.B., I think it was yesterday you mentioned that, an offensive explosion from Evan is coming, 38 points tonight. What sort of allowed him to take advantage of Milwaukee offensively?
I thought everybody involved read the game the right way. The way that they play pick and roll, where he's going to be available. And I thought we just kept hitting him when he was open in that pocket. And then, he's an elite playmaker from the pocket. They wanted to fan out and allow him one-on-one opportunities, and he took advantage of it. But I thought he was extremely aggressive. He was patient. He was poised. And, he did a great job of making them pay.
What did you notice differently in the team's mindset last night to tonight?
Again, it's lessons learned, right? And, you have a young group that's still trying to figure out who they are and understand where they fit in this league. And, you have frustrating moments. But I thought our guys did a great job of not compounding it and understanding that, we needed to be better. And you could feel it in the locker room as soon as we stepped on started our pregame meeting and everything. Like, they were locked in and ready to go.
Jason Lloyd, The Athletic. You had 3 games now against pretty good teams, Memphis, Golden State, and then tonight without Donovan. I don't know if you knew going in that you were going to be without him for these 3, but is there anything you wanted to see or anything that you have seen in these 3 without him?
When you have a guy like that, sometimes that can be a crutch, right? Like, everybody just depends on him to go. And, we talk about comebacks and, finishing fourth quarters and things like that. But I thought our guys did a great job of, picking up the slack in their roles. Nobody tried to step outside themselves and take his 30 points. I thought they did a great job of just being who they were and systematically continuing to do what we do, sharing the basketball. But again, being able to tonight in particular close games. I thought the Memphis game was a really good game for us also. Just didn't get the results we wanted. But I think guys stepped up and, they helped carry the load.
Is it not a coincidence that Evan has this type of night when Donovan's not out there?
I don't think it is. Like, I think it's obviously capable of happening with Donovan also. It's one of those things where you read the game and you make the right play. And I thought that's what our guys did. And, in the right circumstances with Donovan on the floor, those plays can still be there for him. I think what happens is obviously there's just more opportunities for guys, right? When one guy's out, the ball's going to be in other guys' hands more. And I think that's what you kind of saw tonight. But there's no reason why it can't happen with them both on the floor together.
Joji Kedla, Coach Darius, just 1 turnover tonight, 4th straight game with double-digit assists. How good has he been as a playmaker this week?
He's been, what the team needs him to be. He has the ability to score when he needs to score, but he understands his teammates. And again, like we've been talking about over time, like he's reading the game at a different clip right now. And you could really see the growth by the plays that he continues to make.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. Hey, JB.
What's up, Chris?
Why was it so different for Evan tonight?
He was aggressive. He was assertive for sure. You looked at how he was finishing and he was attack-minded. He was going to get to the rim. He was determined, to create for himself tonight. And then his teammates felt him rolling, and they just kept getting the ball in the pocket when he was open. I think, again, some of it is about how you read the game and how they wanted to play us tonight. And him in that pocket, like he's an elite player in the pocket. Typically, teams rotate to him when he's in the pocket, and he always makes the right pass. And, people kind of take that for granted. Tonight, they wanted to stay home, and they gave him the opportunity to go score, and he did.
You said the other night there's a version of Evan who is going to dominate this league, even on the offensive end, at some point in his career. Is this what you envision for him?
Yeah, I don't know if he's a 38-per-night scorer, but I do think this is what he's capable of. And again, it's difficult sometimes for big guys to get their just due. It's difficult for big guys who are unselfish by nature to get their just due. But Evan is a heck of a basketball player, and he plays the game the right way. He does not force things just because people say he should shoot more or score more. He's a basketball purist in that sense. So if you run bodies at him and his teammates are open, he's going to pass the ball to his teammates 100 times in a row. And that's just who he is. But, again, tonight, that's the way they decided to play him, and he was aggressive and still went out and finished.
It seemed pretty clear at the beginning of the game that there was a point of emphasis to go inside. Jarrett had 7 shot attempts in the first quarter. Evan had 4. Like, what was it about this specific matchup where you felt like that's where the advantage was?
Again, it was just reading, where our advantages were and how they were playing us in the pick and roll. They have that deep drop, so you can take a bunch of mid-rangers or floaters, or you can separate quickly and create a 2-on-1 and find big guys in the pocket. And I thought we did a great job of that tonight.
Mitch Manel, 92 through the fan. Coach, yesterday you used the terms like disrespect and disrespectful to describe the team's play and effort. Is there any particular word or words you would describe the effort tonight?
Better.
Chris Manning from Dime. This is the last time you guys will play Milwaukee in the regular season, 2-2. So the tiebreaker, you don't have to worry about that. Does that even something you guys think about because there is so much time left in the regular season?
I mean, you always consider those things, but today, there was a higher purpose that we needed to play with and focus on tonight. To see our guys bounce back from where they were last night to tonight, I'm extremely proud of those guys, and that's where the focus was. We'll start thinking about that stuff, in March and April, but tonight we need to focus on what our guys did and how they grew tonight as a team.
Evan Damar, right down to you. But J.B., you called Evan just erupting the fourth quarter, Ev. Are you asking him to do more of that throughout the game instead of just having him step up in the fourth quarter like this? Because tonight's just a great example of him consistently bringing it.
Yeah, I mean, again, we obviously would love for him to dominate, the entire game that way. But it's, again, there is something to having the ability in winning time to raise your level. That bodes well for now, but that bodes well for the future. The bigger the game, the bigger the moment. It's not just a quarter, right? So now as the games get bigger, right, I expect him to raise his game to that level because the games rise. So, it's not just a particular quarter, but it's when winning matters the most. And I think he's got that gene when winning matters the most to rise to another level.
And I know Dean only played about 10 minutes today, but what did you make of his performance back out there?
I thought he got some good conditioning in. Yeah, no, he was good. It's tough. When you don't get a chance to practice for 7 weeks or whatever it is, it's extremely difficult to go out and try to find a rhythm. So I think it's going to take him a little bit of time to kind of find that rhythm.
Last one, Spence.
Spencer Davies, basketballnews.com. Just talking about the bench. Ricky, when he's in the game, do you notice the pace just pick up? And how does that kind of affect his teammates?
Yeah, I mean, he's a push guard, but he's instinctually a guy who likes to throw the ball ahead. So because he throws the ball ahead, everybody knows they can run. And, a team like Milwaukee who's really good in the half court, if you can get some easy opportunities before their big guys get set, it gives you a great opportunity to score. And I think he knows how to initiate that, but he's been one of the best at that in his whole, in his career at making people better, but forcing people to run because they know they're going to get easy ones.
Jetty, just being able to stay ready the way he has, even the last 2 games, just being able to come in and contribute. We've talked about his professionalism before, but the way he did it even tonight to give you guys a spark, what does that say about him?
It's the conversations that we continue to have and how reliable he is, and he just wants to help his teammates. And the conversation today with bringing more bodies back, there was going to be a little jumble, especially in that first half, and we just told everybody to be ready. And Jetty's proven, what it is when you put the time in, you put the work in. You speak of his professionalism, but when his number's called, he's ready because he's prepared himself.